this down. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's been a little bit, hasn't it? I think that's normal for D&D. Even for just two people. It can be hard to get schedules together. So I know it's been a little bit since our last session, but are you ready to go again? Okay, great. I've got all of your drinks and snacks, the things that you told me you liked from last time. Yeah, of course. We can do a quick recap. Let me just look through some of my notes here. Okay. So, you came to the town of Stonebridge, and after finding a job posting, went to the Hammer Shield Tavern. You met with old Grennan, a retired adventurer, and Thalia Stoneheart, a young dwarf woman whose brother was hired by old Grennan to go into a dungeon to seek something out. Thalia's brother and his band of adventurers never returned from the dungeon, and she's worried about what might have happened to him. So, she told you to go find Haskin the Druid. He's one of the party members of Thalia's brother. And together, between Thalia and old Grennan, they were able to offer a total of 500 gold pieces for assistance. Now, you met a friend named Tamry, and he is your co-worker for this. He's a very eccentric, bright swordsman who wears a very fancy purple coat and has a intricate hilt on his rapier and appears to be a skilled swordsman. The two of you stopped by a barn belonging to an old man. His name was Barry, and you helped him recover his axe beak, a large bird named Lily, and brought the bird back to the stables. And you got to meet with Eskin and talk about the crypt. It's known as the Crypt of Whispering Shadows, and Eskin believes that once someone dies in the crypt, their spirit never leaves. He doesn't want to go back. He told you that the first room in the dungeon was very dangerous. There's a riddle on the wall, and the answer to this riddle was to crawl across the floor, because anything less than a crawl and you would get shocked by lightning. He said the next room had a large stone creature, a man, a statue, holding the door with an inscription that told you to find eyes that see rather than the key. And when Heskin reached in and grabbed a key from the eye holes of this big stone statue, it came alive and attacked him, and spirits started coming out of the walls and attacking the party members. Heskin went unconscious and woke up with a healing potion and a note from his friends. And so that is where we left off. Heskin has advised that he's going to guide you to the dungeon, but he has no interest in going in. And you and Tamry are save this party. Okay, I think I'm ready. Radcliffe, you and Tamry follow behind Haskin, a tall fur bulk with this light bluish color fur across his body and floppy ears coming out from a curly mane. As Haskin moves along, he walks with a crutch and a limp on one of his legs, damage from the dungeon that you and Tamry are heading to. The journey from Barry's farm goes very smoothly. There doesn't appear to be much in the way of danger just yet. As you're traveling, you do see signs of ancient encampments. Old, moss-covered structures made of wood and lined with spears. Tamry looks over to Askin. Excuse me. Do you know what this stuff is? Oh, so there was once a large population of goblins out this way. They were very territorial and controlled these roads. It was actually them and their kin that paved this way. Well, goblins know how to pave. Well, they can certainly flatten the road and make it easier for travel, yes. You shouldn't discount them because they're goblins. Well, I guess my only experience with goblins has been at the end of a sword. All of my encounters have been very, very dangerous. Well, that can be true, I suppose. But thankfully, there's no goblins out this way now. It seems pretty quiet and slow. Oh, yes. You're absolutely right. You do remember hearing that the road this way was very dangerous, and that was one of the reasons why old Grennan wanted to hire you and Tamry to go do this, and why he wanted the original group of adventurers. Sure. Okay, so go ahead and ask him. Yes. Oh. Well, you're not wrong. What kinds? Oh, well. I saw a few owlbears my first time through here. Not only owlbears, though, but there are some very vicious wolves that tried to ambush us. They didn't seem quite normal. Their eyes were dark. Their fur, it seemed shadowy. I think it's because of the proximity to the dungeon. You'll probably see it too when you get close enough. Everything in the woods starts to get unsettling. It's like the trees absorb darkness. Ominous stuff. Oh, yes. We survived all right. We were pretty well armed and very prepared. I'm actually quite good with animals. I don't think you'll have many problems with me at your side. chance of you helping to get the rope up? I've got this cart. I need to get to the other side. Heskin responds, well, if you can hear me, just stay put. We need to get to the other side as well. Maybe we'll figure something out. Okay. Radcliffe, the three of you hunker down and begin making a plan. Okay. Sure. So it's actually about 100 feet down to the bottom of the ravine. Yeah, only like 50 feet across at this point. You could certainly try that. But it might be difficult to get the cart across with just a rope, even if it was tied between the two sides. You're actually pretty good at climbing, so look at your skills. And what does it say in athletics? That's actually a pretty high number. You're really strong. That's the skill for climbing things. You could probably climb down there. Sure. You've got some rope on you. Would you want to secure it at the top? That's creative. I like that. I will say it's a little more dangerous if you were to fall. Okay. Sure. And do you share that plan with your friends? Radcliffe, my friend, you are confused. I see that you are tying the rope around your waist. You look like you're about to climb down. You should first tie it to the top here, and that way, if you fall, the rope catches you. That's the whole point of having a rope. You're going to what? You're going to tie the bridge to yourself, and you are going to climb with the bridge tied to you. My friend, that is 50 feet of rope and wood. Can you imagine how many pounds that is? How many hundreds of pounds? You think you can climb with that? No, Radcliffe, I actually think that you feel pretty confident. It would be a high roll, but you could do it. Actually, I think I have some spare rope. I could throw it down and he could have that as a guide, and he could still tie the rope around himself for the bridge. Maybe if we're up here pulling and he is down there climbing, it could work. Alright, I'm not going to argue. I just don't think that I'm fit to go down there. We all have our strengths, I suppose. Hey, be careful over there, okay? Don't fall. Okay, good. Yep. So, it's easier to climb down than it is to climb up. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. And we'll say, because you're using the guide rope that Heskin is tying, and it's secured against this stone pillar, you'll have advantage. Yep, so let's roll 2, and then take the higher number. Okay. Perfect. Yes, anything above a 20 is very good. did fantastic. So, Radcliffe, this is so easy for you. Do you do anything like, do you have any flair when you go down, or are you doing it pretty securely? Okay. Radcliffe, you put yourself against the cliff wall, hold on to the rope, kick off, and let yourself slide down about 10 to 15 feet at a time. And just in a few leaps, you are down to the valley floor. My friend, you know how to tie knots, right? You can be a little sassy. Oh, my apologies. Yeah, of course. No, do your thing, do your thing. So, Radcliffe, you begin to tie. Go ahead and just, for fun, give me a dexterity check. Oh yeah, so it's not going to be a skill. Do you see the ability scores? Yeah. And do you see that plus number? Okay, yeah. So you're just going to add that to your roll. So go ahead and roll a d20, add that, and tell me what you get. Okay. Good. It's a very secure knot. You feel confident that it's going to hold. Okay. So, with that tied around your waist with the rope, what are you doing with the rope that's dropped down? Okay. So you're going to tie an end onto the bridge. Okay. Once you give the signal, Heskin and Tamry begin to pull, and you begin to climb. And so, between the three of you, it starts to rise up. You're able to go hand over hand, getting into the wall. Go ahead, after about 15 feet, give me an athletics check to see how you do. Yeah, it sounds like they're helping you with the bridge. I'll say this can be with advantage. It's not as secure as you holding onto the rope, but they're still helping you. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so 15, I'll say that's probably right at the low end of what could work here. You're starting to sweat quite a bit. You feel your arms shaking as you're holding a massive amount of weight. The first 10, 15 feet were a lot easier, but as you get up around 30 feet, none of the bridge is touching the valley floor anymore, and you're holding the full weight minus what Tamry and Heskin are helping with. You start climbing up, hand over hand. You make it to about 70 feet up, just 30 feet to go, when a rock slides out from under your foot. Give me a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, so this one, you're going to go to the, you see that, to the saving throws section. Yep. And you're going to add that number to a roll. Yeah, so that's different from a dexterity check. This one's a saving throw, and it's going to see if you're able to hold on and keep your footing after the rock slides. Okay, go ahead. Okay, that's not so good. So with a 5, Radcliffe, the rock slides out from under your foot. You try to hold on with just your upper arms, but a little bit of gravel comes loose. Your right hand slips. Now you're holding on with just your left, and you almost completely bite it. You slide down and catch yourself again after about 5 feet. The rope attached to the bridge is taut as Tamry and Heskin are holding on. They've wrapped the access around the stone pillar to keep it from sliding. You scrape yourself against the wall and are being held up mostly by your attachment to the bridge. You're going to take... Okay. You're going to take 6 points of damage. Yeah, that's kind of rough. Go ahead and mark that down. Okay. So, Tamry calls out. Are you alright? You can cut yourself loose if you need to. Just come back up here. I don't want to lose you. Okay, if you're sure that you've got this. You're fine. Heskin calls out. Just take it slow and lift yourself up. Keep going. Radcliffe, okay. So, you start to climb again. Give me one more athletics check. This is to do the last 35 feet now. Okay. Okay, you can have advantage. Perfect. Okay. With a 19, you climb the rest of the way up. The moment your arms make it to the top, Tamry ties a knot on the bit of rope that's holding part of the bridge to keep it in place. And you watch as Heskin comes over, reaches down, grabs you, starts to yank, and then Tamry joins. They get you up onto the cliffside, and after a few moments, they're able to get it untied and re-secure the bridge. The woman across the way starts clapping. Heskin looks at you. I have a few tricks up my sleeve in case something goes wrong, so maybe I should be the one to try and cross the bridge. Just to make sure that it is working well. Okay. You're keeping your hand on the bridge just in case. Perfect, okay. So you're holding on to the rope just in case it snaps. Heskin starts to cross. He makes his way 20 feet, 30 feet, finally 50. He waves. He helps push the cart of this traveler across, and both she and him make it to your side of the bridge. Thank you so much for helping. I'm not sure what I would have done. I've been waiting over there for like an hour for somebody to come by. Why didn't you just go around? Have you been around here? If I wanted to cross the ravine, I would have had to have gone another like day's travel just to get to a bridge where I could cross. And if that bridge was out, we're looking at an extra 2 days. I've got money to make. I don't know about you guys. Fair enough. I would not want you to miss out on your fortune. So, are you a delivery person? Or actually, my name is Raina the Magical Merchant. Of course, I wasn't born magical merchant. That's my title. It's my shop, my business, if you will. I bring goods from all over the north, and I bring them down and I sell them to different shops and things, or sometimes to friendly travelers who are interested in spending a bit of coin. I would be interested in seeing what you've got to offer. I don't have much in the way of coin, though, currently. Well, I suppose I could give a discount for repairing the bridge. You did save me time, and time is money. So, well, all kinds of things, actually. You want to see? Sure, yeah. Just everything out. Actually, between the three of you, I think I've got some things that might really interest you. You look like you're definitely adventurers. Well, I mean, he has a sword. He looks like a mage of some sort. A druid, actually. A druid. Close enough. And you, well, I mean, you look like you like to, climb down cliffs for fun. Oh, yeah. So, actually, let me show you some of the fine things that we've got. I'll save the best for last. Actually, I think you'll really like this. What is it? Well, it is very magical and very soft. I don't understand why you would want to buy a square of fabric. What's so magical about that? Well, I'm glad that you asked, because with the right command word, this becomes a full cloak. And it fits perfectly to your shoulders, and it comes down to just your ankles. Pretty magical. Here, feel it. Isn't that so soft? It's really nice, isn't it? Yeah, you can touch it here. Just put your hand on it. Isn't that so nice? So, oh, you want a demonstration? Well, okay. And you watch as she flicks it out, and the whole thing expands into this big cloak. She whips it on, puts it around her neck, and just like she says, it comes all the way down to her ankles, and it's just wide enough to cover her shoulders well, and then drape down, and it looks very warm and very fuzzy. And then, of course, you can take it off, and she pops it back down into just a little square of soft cloth. What do you call that thing? Where did you even find that? So, actually, most of the goods that I have today, they came from Talifar the Wise or his apprentice, Ori, but they're very, very good wizards. They've got this big tower. Yeah, it's just up to the north a little bit, like 3 days journey. Yeah, but they make all kinds of fun, like things, knickknacks and stuff, and I'm always buying from them. Oh, but this, I call this the compact cloak. Do you see that, like, alliteration? CC, compact cloak. It's lovely. Anyway, next thing on my list. And she goes digging into the cart. She pulls back a tarp and is rummaging through boxes. Is this. What is it, you ask? Well, yeah, it is paper. Yes. No, it's not for reading. Well, I mean, it is for reading, but it does something. It's a magical. I sell magical things. Yes. I'm so glad that you asked. Okay. This is a scroll of flying. No. So the scroll doesn't fly. Good question. So no. When you unroll this and you take the seal off and you read from it, it grants you the ability to fly for 10 minutes. Pretty cool, right? But once you've read it once, whole scroll disintegrates. The magic is gone. You can only do it the one time. Yeah. They have all kinds of things like this. They're very, very cool. Would you be interested? You want to see more first? Okay. I also have this. Oh, it's a luck stone. It does exactly what you think it does. So, you might be having a really bad day, and let's say you're about to step into a big puddle and get yourself soaked, or maybe your hand slips while you're climbing a rope. This little guy steps in just once a day and helps correct your little mistake. I'm really glad you asked. So it actually works mechanically. You get one free reroll a day. So if you had failed your climb check, like you took that damage, this would have let you roll a second time and take the higher of the two rolls. And that way you could, try to succeed instead of fail. But it recharges once a day at dawn. Pretty nifty, huh? And then there's this one. I will give you a pretty good discount on this because I think that you need it. You specifically, because of the injuries. I have a small healing potion. Actually, you know what? Here, I'm just gonna give it to you free of charge. Thank you for fixing the bridge, and I'm sorry that you fell. And so she reaches over and hands you a little healing potion. But I also have this. If you're interested in potions, this might be something right up your alley. This, a very special brew. Some rather rare ingredients. Here, go ahead, take a sniff. It smells kind of sweet, like berries, right? But then there's something else a little spicy on the nose. What's it for? Well, this isn't your run-of-the-mill healing potion. This is actually a potion of animal friendship. What do you mean? What does that mean? Right, I forget. Not everybody is studied in magic. Well, this here does almost exactly what it says it does. Imagine, if you will, you're in the woods and there's a bear, and you've accidentally stumbled into its den, and it's hungry and territorial. You could try to fight the bear. Might not always go well. You could try to run from the bear, but I've heard they're kind of fast. Or you take a little swig from this, and you can charm the bear. It gives you the ability to connect with animals. Not permanent, mind you. Just for 1 hour. But I'd say being friends with the bear and working out your misunderstanding sounds like a lot safer of an option than trying to fight it. Does this work on, bigger things too, like dragons? Where are you going to find dragons? You should stay well away from dragons. No, this does not work on dragons. This is not the potion of dragon friendship. It's the potion of animal friendship. So, furry things, flying things, fish, anything that could be domesticated or raised on a farm or found naturally in the wild. Some of those more unnatural or very, very magical things, I'm afraid they won't work. What about an owl bear? Okay, that's actually a good question. I think it would work on an owl bear. Alright. I might be interested in that. Well, it's only for you with that discount. $100 pieces. I'm afraid I don't have 100 gold pieces. Oh, what the heck? 50. You're cutting it in half. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that maybe you'll come look me up later and buy more things off of me. Consider this your starter. Do we have a deal? Sure. Yes. There you go. Thank you very much. Now, I told you that I would save the very best for last. I bet you're excited. Let's see what it is. This. What is it in that box? That's a bit of a surprise, isn't it? I'm not usually in the market for buying things that I don't know what they are. But I will show you. This came to me one day. Very, very lucky day. An auspicious day, even. I happened to meet a well-traveled mage who had acquired this for himself, but was not interested in keeping it. I bought it from him at quite a high price, but it's not something that I can keep around forever either. So, what does that mean? It's stolen? No. Definitely not. No, this was very carefully procured by legal and ethical means. This is perhaps one of the most exciting things that I've ever had the chance of selling. Do you want to see? Do you know what that is? You might not be familiar. But this is actually a pseudo-dragon egg. You've never heard of a pseudo-dragon? I don't know if I the physicality of a dragon. Scales, wings, cute little snout. But put it in something the size of a house cat and give it a really delightful personality. And you have yourself what some call the mage's best friend. In fact, many wizards and mages actually keep one as a familiar or a pet. Here, feel it. Put it on your cheek. Isn't that nice and warm? And listen to it too. Can you hear the little sounds? This one's really close to hatching. That's why I can't keep it. The rumor goes that it will bond with the first person it sees after it hatches. Something about a magical gift. And I would love to have a pseudo-dragon companion, but that sounds like another thing to take care of, and I am always on the run and getting myself in difficult situations, and I would much rather sell this for some coin and have it be with a wonderful person or persons, if you're a group. And, well, I think it would be quite lovely. They can be lifelong friends, you know. So, what do you think? How much did you buy it for? Let's just say a lot, perhaps a little too much. Nearly 300 gold pieces. Well, I think that makes it well out of my price range. Yeah, don't look at me. Me too. I don't tend to keep that much money on me. Well, I did say that I would give you a friendly discount, and it's a little bit time sensitive. So, you want to hold it? Here. Put out your hand. Okay. There you go. Doesn't that feel wonderful? Yeah, just hold on to it for a minute. Yeah, actually, Radcliffe, it feels warm in your hand, and you can feel it moving around a little bit. And there is some kind of magical spark almost to holding this thing. So, let's say, because you helped me out, we cross the bridge, and this thing's gonna hatch pretty soon. I'd be willing to part with it for 100 gold pieces flat. What do you say? I'll pass. You want it? That's wonderful. I would love for him to, or her, to have a home with you. Just make sure you keep it warm. I'd actually recommend keeping this box. It's a very light enchantment here that will help incubate it, and it'll make a little alarm sound whenever it's ready to hatch. It sounds pretty exciting, right? Of course. Here, let me see it. I'll just rest that in there. And this is yours. And yes, I'll take the coin. Thank you very much. Yeah, so go ahead and mark off 100 gold pieces from the total you have there at the bottom of your sheet. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Well, it's just been wonderful doing business with all of you. Please, I make my rounds through the towns here. Stop by and see me sometime. I usually have a posting on when I'll be back at the local tavern, so feel free to check up on me. think I said it. Oh. That's, yes, I know where that is. I've been told to avoid it. It's haunted, I think. Yeah, that is what we've heard too. You don't want to take the road that way. There's a lot of dangerous animals. There's wolves that don't look right, that prowl around there. If you want to get there and you want to get there safely, I recommend going about 30 minutes further north and then cutting back over. You'll bypass all of the creepy parts of the forest. Oh, I didn't know that. Pro tip for a traveler who's always around here. Well, best of luck, guys. I hope you make it safely, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. So, Radcliffe, the three of you head off and follow Raina's instructions. And it does appear that the path is much safer. You soon come across bits of old and ancient stone coming out of the ground, bits of what look like support pillars and corners and foundations of buildings, but they're weathered, covered in moss or fungus, and the forest definitely thickens. A unnatural darkness seems to cling to the lower boughs of the trees. That's when Heskin looks at you and, okay, this is as far as I will go. You're very close now. This, I believe, used to be a road. Follow it, and you'll be at the dungeon soon. I'm heading back to Barry's farm. I'll send a messenger bird tomorrow morning. If you've made it out, and I don't hear from you, then, I will send someone. I'll let them know. But be safe. Okay? Thank you. I do appreciate you.